Hello, Sally. Happy Sunday.
Hello, teacher.
Yes, well, you're finally in your hometown. Yes.
Yes.
By the way, do you usually go to church every Sunday or in pagoda?
I am not a Christian, so I don't go to church. But going to pagoda, I just go there sometimes, like in special occasions. For example, on Tet or sometimes.
Ah, all right. So yeah, that's understandable. Okay. So anyway, yesterday we finally finished all the sets of vocabularies in this unit. So
Yeah.
now let's get started with the useful expressions. So here are the phrases that you can actually say, Sally, whenever that you're checking at the hotel. So here it is.
I would like a room for 2 nights, please. I'd like a single room, please. I have a reservation under the name of Smith. Does the hotel have a swimming pool? Is breakfast included? We need a cot for a baby, please. Could I have a wake up call at 6 a.m., please? What time do we have to check out?
Like that. Okay, so these are actually understandable. So
Yes.
do you still need, do you want me to explain some of the phrases in here?
I think I understand most of them,
Yes.
all of them.
All right, very good. So here, okay, as a response to what your statement is, so the employees from the hotel or the receptionist would also say like this one, what name was the reservation made under? Here is your key. It's room 458. Or sometimes they don't actually give you a key. It is the key card. Yeah, most of the
Yes.
hotels now have key card instead of traditional key. Then we have it's on the fourth floor. The lift is just over there. Would you like someone to help you with your bag? Then who do you think will help you with your luggages, Sally?
The bellboy.
That's right. Great because you still remember that. And we have breakfast is served between 7 and 11. Okay, so here, when we say breakfast is served between 7 and 11, if only you availed the buffet or
Uh,
if ever that you book, if you avail the breakfast
uh,
when you book. Yeah, so this doesn't mean that the breakfast will be served in your room. You have to go to the restaurant downstairs between 7 to 11 a.m. like that. Then you can actually choose whatever food you like. Yeah, so you have to pay the price per person, but you can eat anything that is there. Yeah, have you
yes.
ever I think you're very familiar with a buffet, right?
Yes. Every time when I go to any hotel or resort, our family always eat buffet because in the morning, like going out, enjoy the sun is also better than staying in the hotel room the whole day. And after buffet, we usually go to the beach to swim there.
That is right. And it's more convenient too because it saves so much of our time than going outside, ordering, or going through with our phone, ordering some food in the app. And that way, we don't have to wait because the food is ready downstairs and you have a
Yeah.
lot of options. Yes. And they also have dessert like that. They have soup, they have some salad. So it's up to you. But you cannot actually request what you want. You can just choose from the food that are served on the table. All right. And we have in here checkout is at midday. So that is exactly 12 o'clock. Then shall I call a taxi for you? So this is actually a service that we get at the hotel where it is actually for free. Let's say that you have a flight going back home at 11 o'clock and it's not convenient for you to arrange a taxi for yourself because of course you're a tourist. So the hotel can actually initiate to ask you if um you want them to call a taxi for you or an Uber like that. Okay, like speaking of taxis, Helly, here in our country, we use Grab like that. So, what do you call the taxis in your place? Because in America, they use Uber, DoorDash, like that. What about there?
In Vietnam, there are many kinds of crab car, for example, B or crab, and also the SM, one of the most popular nowadays.
Well,
It's
that's
the
great.
the new kind of taxi in Vietnam, just appear maybe 1 or 2 years from
Ah, all
now.
right, that's great because tourists have many options. Thank you for sharing that one, Sally. And do you have any question about the useful expressions here?
I think no.
Oh, great. So now let's move on with the dialogue. So this is upon checking in. So let's just pretend that you are Melissa who has just arrived at the hotel where you're
Yes.
staying at. And you are actually at the front desk. So for this one, I will let you listen to the conversation. You send your answer in the group, not in the group chat, just here in Zoom. Then we will practice afterwards. Here it is, Ellie.
The hotel.
Hi, can I help you?
Yes, I made a reservation a couple of weeks ago.
What name did you make it under, please?
Simmons. Melissa Simmons.
Yes, a single room for 2 nights.
Actually, it was a double room for 3 nights.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll just change the booking. Right, so that's a double room for 3 nights.
Yes, I'll be checking out on Monday morning.
Could I have your credit card and passport, please?
Yes, here you are.
Thanks. You're in room 625, which is on the 6th floor. Here's your key card, and the lift is just over there.
Great. What time is the restaurant open for breakfast, please?
Between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m.
Okay. And is there a swimming pool here?
Yes, just down those stairs over there on the right. We've got some pool towels if you need one.
Perfect.
And let me know if there's anything else you need. Enjoy your stay.
Thanks.
All
Oh,
right. So where you?
teacher, I can't hear number 4.
Oh, here. I will let you listen for the whole audio again, so that way you can double check your answer and you can also listen to number 4.
At the hotel.
But can I see the
Help you?
conversation, the whole of
Yes, I
them?
made a reservation a couple of weeks ago.
What name did you make it under, please?
Simmons. Melissa Simmons.
Uh, oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll just change the booking. Right, so that's a double room for 3 nights.
Yes, I'll be checking out on Monday morning.
Could I have your credit card and passport, please?
Yes, here you are.
Thanks. You're in room 625, which is on the 6th floor. Here's your key card, and the lift is just over there.
Great. What time is the restaurant open for breakfast, please?
Between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m.
Okay. And is there a swimming pool here?
Yes, just down those stairs over there on the right. We've got some pool towels if you need one.
Perfect.
And let me know if there's anything else you need. Enjoy your stay.
Thanks.
All right. So can you share to me your answer, Sally?
Okay. So I will write it in the chat box.
Yes, please. All right. Oh, number 6, breakfast. Yes, that's right. All right, so that is perfect, Sally. So you've got it all correct. Now here, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the receptionist or the guest, Melissa?
Mm, I want to be Melissa.
All right, so let's get started. Hi, can I help you?
Yes, I made a reservation a couple of weeks ago.
What name did you make it under, please?
Simmons, Melissa Simmons.
Ah, yes, a single room for 2 nights.
Actually, it was a double room for 3 nights.
Um, oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll just change the booking. Right, so that's a double room for 3 nights.
Yes, I will be checking out on Monday morning.
Could I have your credit card and password, please?
Yes, here you are.
Thank. You're in rooms 625, which is on the sixth floor. Here's your key card, and the lift is just over there.
Great. What time is the restaurant open for breakfast, please?
Between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m.
Okay, and is there a swimming pool here?
Yes, just down those stairs over there on the right. We've got some pool, towels if you need one.
Perfect.
And let me know if there's anything else you need. Enjoy your stay.
Thanks.
Yes. All right. So, Sally, some people would thank you so by the way, thank you so much for having those conversation with me. So far so good. All pronunciations and intonations are perfect. Okay, you know what, Sally, like some people would actually get nervous whenever they speak to the receptionist. It is because they don't know how to speak in English and sometimes they don't know what to say. But now you know the words to use. Actually, you can speak English very well, so there's no problem with that one. It's just that there are certain words that we can actually use when we talk to them like that. Okay, that way you'll be confident to ask. So next time when you go travel with your family, you tell your mom, let me handle the receptionist. Then let's see if you can actually apply all those things, the usual expressions and vocabularies that we've learned. Yeah, then that way you can say, so the book that I actually learned is very useful. Yeah, because all of these are actually useless if you cannot apply in real life like that. All right. So anyway, we are done with track 4. Now let's move on with track 5. It is all about at the doctors. Okay, so sometimes there are unexpected things that happen whenever we travel. Sometimes we get sick. It's probably because we cannot adjust to the environment, to the weather like that. Because you know what? I know someone who is from America, and when he first came here in the Philippines, he got sick. And it's all the time whenever that he would visit the Philippines, he gets sick. It's because he cannot adjust easily to the weather. Because there, it does in their area, it doesn't rain usually in the afternoon. But here in our area, like during the day, it is so hot. But in the afternoon, it rains. And that's just the typical weather here in our province. So that's why whenever that he would visit here, he gets sick. And probably because of the food too, because he's very picky. So yes, as a tourist, we sometimes need to see a doctor, especially if we don't feel well. All right. So Sally, when was the last time that you visited a doctor or when you visited a hospital?
Um, I don't remember, but maybe last year when I got sick, but just the some minor illnesses like cough or headache. No, flu. Yes, and I went to not the hospital, just the small clinic, and the doctor worked at that clinic is very good doctor. I heard some people said so.
Yes, of course. Like I think almost every doctor is actually what we call a good doctor because they spent many years in studying their field just to be a licensed doctor. And it's not actually easy to be a doctor because it is expensive to go to the what's that? Like what do we call that one? Doctor school, med school. Yeah, it's expensive to go to med school. And aside from that, the time that we sacrifice in studying is something that will be worth it if we become a licensed doctor. And you know what? If you are now a licensed doctor, money is very easy for you to earn because the check, even though it's just a regular checkup, the patient still need to pay you. And if you are a doctor who works in the government, that is so much better because the government will be the one to pay you. The patients don't pay you, but the government will pay you. Okay. And the profession doctor is one of the professions that actually that earns stable income or higher. It's like a higher, one of the highest paying job being a doctor. Yeah, because everyone gets sick from kids up until adults. So for this one, Sally, like there are useful expressions that we can use here. So first we have,
I sprained my ankle.
yes, so when you sprained your ankle, that means your ankle is twisted. And you know, I actually experienced this because our house has 2 stories. Yeah, and my bedroom is upstairs. And when I go down to get some water because I was running late for my class. I mean, not really running late, but I only have 2 minutes before my class. So I immediately run downstairs. Unfortunately, I twisted my ankle. So I've got a sprain on it. And I could barely walk for a week. I was just staying on bed. And this happened actually 2 years ago. Yeah, so I was already teaching online. I can still teach online. It's just that I have to ask my brother to carry me. And that time, I never see a doctor. Yeah, I never go and see a doctor. And after a week, that's when I get a chance to see a doctor. And the doctor said, "Oh, so she just put this bandage around my what's this? Around my foot." Yeah,
Yes.
and fortunately it healed on its own. All right, then what about you, Sally? Have you ever sprained your ankle?
No.
No, well that's great. Okay. Now second one we have I've twisted
This
my wrist. Yes. So it's actually the same thing with sprained my ankle. It's just that this is very specific to your ankle. Do you know where your ankle is?
my ankle is uh it's like at the back of our foot. The I don't know how to describe it.
Yes, it's hard to describe. I want you to
Yeah.
touch your ankle, Sally. What can you feel? I mean, yeah. Can you feel soft? Do you feel
Yes,
soft on it or hard?
soft.
Actually, let me show you. Like this one. Let's say this is our feet. Oh no, that's a terrible drawing. So I'll just show you the picture of our foot instead because I don't know
Yes.
how to draw. So here it is. The ankle is this one, Sally. Look, this one. Can you see that? That bump on our foot is what we call ankle.
Oh, I think your
This one.
screen is lagging, so I can't see the picture.
Ah, all right. So I want you to touch your foot instead. Foot, then look for the bones
The
of it.
bones.
Not on your toes. Look for the bones of your foot. Then that is what we call ankle.
Oh, oh yes, I can see
Yes.
the
So
picture
it is
now.
actually, yeah, it is actually hard like this one. This is the ankle. And on the other side of it, another one. So that's what we call ankle. Okay, so when we say ankle, it is actually the bones of our foot. Then we have here, I've twisted my wrist. actually the same thing. It's the same thing when you say that I've sprained my wrist. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and when you say wrist, it's this one, like that. Okay, then third we have
I hurt my arm.
yes. Okay, so when you say you hurt your arm, that means you actually injured your arm. So these are common not illness but common problems to athletes, basketball players, soccer player, like that. So this is very common for them because they move most of the time. Okay, like Sally, have you ever broken a bone in your arm?
No.
Wow, that's great because you're very careful. Then we have here, I've got a pain in my left
Left
shoulder.
shoulder.
Yes. So left shoulder, yeah, because we have two shoulders, left and right, like that.
Yes.
Sometimes shoulder is here, but sometimes the back of it, like that, that is also considered a shoulder because there's still some bone at the back of our shoulder. And if you, this is actually a common one for people who work and they just sit on their work. Because me, whether I teach online or I work in the office, the same thing. I would feel some pain on my shoulders. It's probably because of how I sit. Because sometimes I sit like this, like not straight. But if you sit properly, then you can actually avoid some pains on your back, or you can
Yeah.
avoid some backache, shoulder ache, like that. Okay. Then we have here,
Um, I'm a bit sunburnt.
yeah. So this is what you get when you swim and enjoy the sea or the pool.
Especially in the summer.
That's right. So what are the things that we have to do to avoid getting sunburned?
I think for girls, we need to use the sun cream when we swim in the sea or go to the swimming pool, because there's some types of sun cream that we can use when we do some activities under the water. And also, when we swim, just choose the time that it is not very sunny, like in the
Mm.
morning, about 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. It's the best time we can exercise as well as avoid the sunburn.
Yes, that is so right, Sally. And also, sunscreen are for everyone. Yeah, boys or men can also use sunblock or sun cream or whatever you call that one. And you know what? The highest the SPF of that sunscreen, the better it is. But sometimes sunblock is not enough because the sun is so what that
Hot.
is so bright and hot. Okay, so the best way is not to swim when it's during midday or it's 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock or even 10 to 3 o'clock because that's gonna be so hot. Yeah, me, when I go to the beach, I would swim around 7 to 8 o'clock, like that, so that the sun is not so hot to my skin. And sometimes I do night swimming, but just at the pool because I'm scared to swim at the
In the
beach
sea.
or in the sea if it's nighttime. Because during the night we can see this, what do we call this one? Sea urchins.
What does it mean?
It's like this one. This is a sea urchin. The sea urchin sometimes go to the seashore during the night, and whenever that you swim in the sea at night, you can see them. And when you step on it, oh my God, like some of it are
Itchy.
It has some venom. It has some venoms. So it's better to see a doctor. Or
Oh no.
yeah, it aside from it itches, it also hurts so much because look how sharp those hairs of this
Yes.
sea urchin is. So yeah, so it's better when you go for a night swimming, it's better to swim at the pool instead. Yes. So here we have eye bang. my head.
I
Yeah,
banged
so
my
this
head.
happens when we are very careless. Because you wouldn't bang your head if you are extra careful. But sometimes, due to accidents, and when we say accidents, those are the things that we don't expect to happen. So whenever that we encounter car accidents, God forbid that we don't. So yeah, we sometimes bang our head. Okay. Then next we have, I'm having trouble breathing. Yeah. Have you ever experienced having trouble breathing, Sally?
No.
Yes. So this is actually common to people who have asthma.
Asthma, what does
Y-
it mean?
Asthma is when, I don't know how to say it. Like, asthma is when a person has a cough and it actually affects their lungs and they experience difficulty in breathing. And that is why they need some, what's that, machine for them to help to breathe. Yeah, so, or in Vietnamese, this is what asthma is. English too. Give me a second.
Yes.
Like that. Can you see? Hen Suyen.
Ah, yes. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, that's what asthma is. Okay, and we have here, I've got a cut on my finger. So this happens also when we are careless in preparing the food.
Oh no, the picture looks so serious and scary.
Yes. Oh, by the way, are you scared? Do you have some, what's that? Are you scared of bloods, Sally?
Not not uh like just sometimes when the pain is so serious and that's so scary, but when it's okay, just like the small when I prepare for the food, I carelessly cut on my finger and there's some blood that go out. It's okay. Not
All
very
right.
scary for me.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so because yeah, I asked that one because there are some people, just like my cousin, whenever that he saw a blood, he would collapse. Whether it's just it's not that serious or as long as it's blood, he would actually collapse. At first, he will become very pale. Then later on, he would collapse, even with his own blood. Yeah.
Oh no.
And I don't know reasons, what reasons behind of it. Okay, so anyway, we have here, I've got a bruise on my leg.
Please, like,
Yes. So women sometimes get a bruise on their leg whenever when they're about to experience menstruation. Do you know what menstruation is?
can you spell it?
Like this one. MNE, menstruation. Are you familiar with this one, Sally?
No, no.
All right. So when menstruation happens, whenever it's like a monthly visitor for women. And I'm not sure if you have this one already, but I think you do. So this happens
Yes,
every month for women.
I
So
know.
yeah, like
Yes, I
me,
know it.
even though that no one punched me or no one actually slapped me, but when it's about my menstruation day, then sometimes I got a bruise on my leg. And I'll be like, oh my God, I have some bruise on here. So that means my menstruation is coming. But this is not normal. So whenever that you got a bruise on any parts of your body where no one actually uh punch you or spank you, then you have to go and see a doctor. Like that.
Oh, I think I never got a bruise in menstruation Usually, I got a bruise on my leg when I carelessly bump my leg on the table or something.
Yeah, so that one is normal. With me, what I'm experiencing is not normal. Yes. All right. So here we have my eye has swollen up.
Swollen.
So what does it mean by what is the meaning of that, Sally?
It's like the space that under our eyes is a little bit bruised and there's a gash, maybe because he cried too much or someone punched his eye.
That's right. So yeah, that's good. Whenever that we cry, especially that we cried a lot during the night or as long as you cried, then our eyes will actually tell that we cried no matter how we deny it to other people. Oh, I didn't cry, but your eyes can actually tell that you cried because it's all swollen up. Okay, and aside from crying, aside from somebody punch you in your eye, as we can also get our eyes swollen up if we are allergic to something. If you're
Oh,
allergic to seafoods, to eggs, to eggplants like that, then sometimes our eyes will swollen up. And our body will also, our skin will also have will also turn into red spots like that. All right. Then, oh, let me just finish it. We have in here, I got stung by a bee. Like that, I got stung by a bee. So that means that the bee bit you. Then lastly, I've
yes.
got a rash on my arm. This is when you are also allergic to something. Anyway, Sally, it's already time. So thank you. Time is so fast. Thank you for joining our class. I hope that you learned something for today and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, Sally.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye.